What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update. The stimulus package update, which was $3.5 trillion, is now somewhere in the $2 trillion range. Money, investing, the stock market, pretty much everything you need to know about, we cover here on this show. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. If you haven't yet, hit the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the U.S. is on track to miss debt payments as soon as October 19th, according to a new analysis. And the debt limit ceiling is expected to have a vote today. But the problem is that everybody and the U.S. economy and the stock market is growing more and more wary and more jittery. Stocks continue to fall almost every day. It's been a lot of up and down battle as investors are jumping in, thinking it's a good value to buy. It's a good low point. But the Dow is down again today, more than 300 points. And the question is, when are they going to pass the bill? And are we going to avert a crisis of a first ever default? Are the Republicans going to come along and let the Democrats pass this debt limit ceiling as the Dow drops again today over 300 points? Is this a good buying opportunity? And because if and when they pass the bill, then that'll probably be the low point, and that will be the good point to buy in. The Bipartisan Policy Center on Wednesday narrowed its estimate of how long the Treasury Department could stave off a default. With the U.S. less than 2 weeks away from an unprecedented debt ceiling crisis, the BPC, a nonpartisan think tank that closely tracks the debt limit, said the Treasury is likely to miss payments necessary to keep the country solvent between October 19th and November 2nd. They previously estimated the so-called X date to arrive between October 15th and November 4th. So anywhere between October 15th and October 19th are the estimated dates that the Treasury Department will literally run out of money. October 15th is only 9 days away on the early sides of these estimates. Yeah. Director of the BPC says if we are going to avoid crossing the ruby icon, Congress must act before, not on the X date to ensure the full faith and credit of the United States. So basically, they need to pass a bill in the Senate at some point within the next 7 days to be safe. We have about a week to be safe, maybe an extra day or so, or else we're going to see a first ever country default. The Treasury will literally run out of money. Senate Democrats are holding a special caucus meeting this afternoon as they move forward towards a vote this afternoon. To suspend the debt limit ceiling. The Republicans will have to grant them basically access to pass this vote. The Republicans don't necessarily need to vote yes to pass this vote. There's a couple different ways this vote can pass. Number one, we need 10 Republicans to vote yes, with all the Democrats to get 60 votes in the Senate. That's the less likely way it'll pass. The second way it can pass is the Republicans can just all vote no, but grant unanimous consent to basically say, well, we don't really want to vote yes to raise the debt limit ceiling, even though we know we have to raise the debt limit ceiling, or else the country will literally default for the first time ever. But what we will do is we will grant unanimous consent to not filibuster this, or basically block it. So we won't block it, so we'll let you pass the bill with just the 50 to 51 votes that the Democrats have, 50 votes. Then the tiebreaker vote will go to the Vice President, Kamala Harris, and then they can pass the debt limit ceiling or raise the debt limit ceiling with just 51 votes. The Democrats actually allowed the Republicans to do this as well back in the past, back in 2006, when they've gone through this political back and forth. Democrats did this to Republicans. Republicans have done this to Democrats. So Democrats actually allowed Republicans to raise the debt limit ceiling in the past through this unanimous consent in the past. So Republicans can do this as well, but Republicans actually blocked the Democrats from doing this last week. So the question is, will the Republicans let the Democrats pass this vote today with really about a week or a little bit more before the country defaults? And remember, if they default, we've had the President of the United States now say, along with Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, members of the Senate say Social Security payments could be at risk or be delayed, payments to the military, payments to states, child tax credit, those monthly payments, everything could be at risk. Full faith and credit of the United States. Anything having to do with money coming from the government could be delayed or be missed if the government defaults. We're talking about the government literally running out of money if they don't pass this bill. I can't stress how serious this is. I mean, the Treasury Department is literally going to run out of money if they can't pass. They can't print more money if they can't pass this bill. So, yeah, that's how crucial this vote is. So this vote's going to happen today. I'll keep you updated on the 8 p.m. video later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss that video. President Biden says it's a real possibility that Democrats could blow a one-time hole in the filibuster. That's the rule that requires 60 votes in the Senate to prevent a disastrous default. So they could pass a one-time hole. I'm surprised, or a one-time vote to basically, I'm surprised they would only do this one time, but they would basically bypass the filibuster one time. I'm surprised they wouldn't do this to make this permanent, where they would make it so that the party in the majority, in this case the Democrats, would be able to bypass the filibuster for the debt limit ceiling only to pass it with just 50 to 51 votes. So President Biden says that this is a real possibility that the Democrats might change this, and they're calling this a filibuster carve-out, basically a way to weaken the filibuster, but only for the debt ceiling rules, okay? Remember, they actually already have a filibuster carve-out for Supreme Court justices. You don't need 60 votes to appoint a Supreme Court justice. As you can see here, the Senate rules used to allow unlimited debate, a practice known as filibustering. And to end the debate, it required a vote of 3/5 or 60 senators, known as cloture vote. In April 2017, the Senate changed this rule and lowered the required votes to 51 to end debate on Supreme Court nominations. By the way, the Republicans, Mitch McConnell, was who did this rule, and they were the ones who controlled the Senate in 2017. The 2017 Trump tax cuts was done through reconciliation. So as you can see here in this article from USA Today, you can fact check this. It was actually the Republicans that actually weakened the filibuster, in this case for Supreme Court nominees, back in 2017. Yeah, they eliminated the filibuster for Supreme Court nominees underneath Mitch McConnell. So in this case, they're looking to eliminate the filibuster for the debt limit ceiling so we don't have this problem going forward in the future. Let me know if you think this is something they should do, so whoever is in control of the Senate, whether it's Democrats or Republicans, because we've had this problem in the past, where Democrats didn't want to let the Republicans raise it, Republicans didn't want to let the Democrats raise it. Whoever's in control of the Senate would be able to raise the debt limit ceiling on their own. Remember, it's something they need to do every 1 to 2 years, or else the country will default. And let me know your thoughts. We've also had a lot of people, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, saying they should just literally get rid of the debt limit ceiling. It's this arbitrary number that's they can literally just get rid of, because all spending has to be approved by Congress in the first place. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think they should just get rid of it because they have to approve the spending first? The problem is Senator Joe Manchin has signaled he won't support a filibuster carve out for the debt hike, which is surprising because it's only to raise the debt limit ceiling, which the Republicans have signaled they want the Democrats to do on their own, anyways. It'll be interesting to see if Joe Manchin changes his mind on this. It's surprising that Joe Manchin is so in support of the filibuster. He acts like it's like the most sacred thing. The filibuster has been weakened or even eliminated in the case of the Supreme Court justices by Senator Mitch McConnell over and over and over throughout the years. If you look at the history of the filibuster over the years, it's been weakened and weakened so many times. And the filibuster wasn't even originally used for this purpose. If you look at the history of the filibuster when it was created many, many years ago, it wasn't intended to be used the way it's used today. But of course, they figured out a way to exploit its purposes, and well, now it's used. Basically, if you don't have 60 votes, they just filibuster a bill and forever, and it's never not passed unless you get the 60 votes. So, we'll have to see what happens. Both Republicans and Democrats have wanted to get rid of the filibuster when they're not when they are the party that is in power. Even former President Donald Trump, in this article from the Washington Post back in 2018, and there's several other articles like this, wanted the Senate to get rid of the filibuster when they were in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. But that filibuster rule was in the way because they had control of the Senate, but they didn't have 60 votes, similar to how the Democrats are now. They're in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, but don't have the 60 votes. So that filibuster rule is it's kind of that sneaky little rule that kind of gets in the way of both parties. Both parties have wanted to get rid of that filibuster rule when at different times. If the Democrats were able to get rid of the filibuster rule at this moment, they would be able to pass bills for anything. So, for example, a standalone stimulus check bill, they'd be able to pass in the House and the Senate right now. If they wanted to pass a stimulus check bill for $2,000, they could pass it in the House and the Senate literally just for standalone stimulus checks because they wouldn't need 60 votes in the Senate. So the problem right now is they have to pass these huge, massive bills and get everybody on board, right? And they have to have all these huge, massive things in there, and they only get a few shots at reconciliation. They only had one shot at it, but October 1st came and now it's the start of the new fiscal year. So they have a few more shots at it for the new fiscal year, which runs from October 1st to October 1st of now 2022. So they'll have a few more shots at reconciliation now for the next 12 months, which they'll use basically until the next midterm election, which is when the House and the Senate will go up for re-election in November of 2022, which is basically like a full year away. So in a full year from now, which is when the House and the Senate will go up for re-election, it's going to be a big re-election because right now, the Republicans think they're going to take back the House or the Senate. The Democrats think they're going to hold control of the House and the Senate, and everything will be, a big jockeying position there. But if the filibuster wasn't there, and right now, the Democrats have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency at this particular moment. Remember that Republicans just a few years ago, back in 2017 and 2018, they had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So things were just flipped just a few years ago. But at this moment, Democrats have control of everything. They could pass, just as an example, a stimulus check bill, standalone, $1,400 or $2,000, whatever they want. They could pass it right now without any problems. They wouldn't need 60 votes in the Senate. That's the problem right now is they only have a certain amount of reconciliation uses. They only had one. Now they'll have a few more, but they're still trying to pass this huge, massive package, which will then be followed by the infrastructure package. So the physical infrastructure package and the stimulus package. Okay, so, and then they're going to move forward with the next major package, which will use the next reconciliation card for the next 12 months. And they'll probably pass another two packages or so over the course of the next year, right? And that's the problem, is that they have to put everything in these huge massive packages. They got to get all the Democrats on board, and they got to put everything in these huge major priorities, right? Instead of just passing one bill at a time. And it would be a lot easier to pass one bill at a time. So, for example, they could put a bill forward for $1,400 or $2,000 stimulus check. Say, all right, guys, everybody's in trouble. Look, we're still in this pandemic. Cases are still over 100,000 per day. Let's put out another stimulus check. It's been a while since the third stimulus check. Everybody agree? All right, cool. Let's send out another stimulus check. Boom. Democrats passed it in the House. Democrats passed it in the Senate. Boom, we sent it out. That easy. All right, Social Security raises. All right, we've been wanting to do this for a while. All right, Democrats passed it in the House. Democrats passed it in the Senate. Boom. Now think about it. That's kind of what they did for the SNAP increases. I'll bring this up here for my list here. So these three things in green right here, the pause on federal student loans for over 40 million people. I think it's, I can't remember. Both number 2 and number 4 here are both over 40 million people. One of them is 42 million people. 40 million people have had their student loans paused, their federal student loans paused, and over 40 million people just got a SNAP 25% SNAP increase. I've seen some people comment that they haven't gotten their SNAP increase for October yet. And let me know if you've gotten it yet for your SNAP increase. Now, remember that the pandemic temporary increase has lapsed. Okay, that lapsed in September. That's going away. That's the temporary pandemic increase has now gone away. But you're going to get a 25% increase of your normal amount. So if you go back to your normal amount of SNAP or food stamps that you were getting before the pandemic increase, you should get a 25% increase on the normal amount before then. And that's going to be a permanent increase. Okay. That's going to be a forever increase. Okay. Let me know, or let our viewers know down below in the comments, because this will help out all of our viewers that are, I mean, there's over 40 million people that get SNAP as well, and over 40 million people with the student loans that are going to be paused until January 31st, if you have federal student loans. Let our viewers know if you got your SNAP increase. I'll have to read through your comments, and then I'll look up some information for you guys. But the SNAP increase is permanent, so that's going to go on forever. So every month, 25% increase. I think I have to remember what the information was. I think it's the average person is going to get $26 more per month. Some people get more, some people get less. I know some people are saying they're only going to get $5 per month if you're on a low amount, but some people are going to get more. It really just depends on your benefits. But these three things, they've also forgiven $10 billion in student loans already. The majority of those are for people with disabilities, permanent disabilities, and for people that their schools defrauded them. All three of these things here, they were able to do without Congress, okay, without passing any bills through Congress. Now, how the legalities they do that, they've done these through different means of. It's difficult to even think about how they pass these things without Congress. Yeah, somehow they find ways around it. But they did all three of these things, and the eviction moratorium, which is now canceled. But they did, the Supreme Court canceled that twice. But all three of those things were passed without Congress. Okay. So they did find a way to do these three things without Congress and pass these for over 80 million people, 40 million on the student loan payment pause, and 40 million for the SNAP increase. And then all these other these items in black, the possible fourth stimulus check, the possible extension on the child tax credit payments, the Medicare expansion for seniors, hearing, dental, vision, hearing aids for seniors, lower the Medicare eligibility age, the adult tax credits for people making under $50,000, the lower prescription drug prices, lower taxes for people making under $400,000, 2 years of free community college. Everything on this list in black are all the possibilities that could be included in this next stimulus package that we talk about here on the show. All those black items in black are the items that could be included in this next stimulus package, as we talk about on the show. But yeah, they did these three items in green here without even doing them through Congress. So it is interesting that they can pass some items literally just through the executive branch, I guess. So it will be interesting to see if we see any more items like this here in the future. I definitely think that we will see more student loan forgiveness. Um, I don't know if we'll see more before they pass this next package. I definitely think we will see more after we pass this next package. I will keep you up to date on all these situations. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so if you haven't done so yet. Make sure to share this video down below with your friends and family. I will keep you up to date with the big vote on the debt limit ceiling. Remember, next video will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. So don't miss out on any videos at this point because, yeah, we're really nearing the home stretch on the debt limit ceiling. Hopefully they can come to an agreement between the Republicans and Democrats and just get that over with and put everybody's mind to ease. I know there's a lot of people that worried about this. I mean, our whole country is potentially at stake here. So I'll keep you up to date. You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is my newest video about Social Security raises. There's two potential Social Security raises on the horizon. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.